talking technology and providing solutions to some of the problems that we have identified in the industry. We want to take some presentations from the Jire Technology R&D team, the research and development team, who have come up with a community policing solution. So very quickly, please, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the Technology and Training Manager, Jire Technologies Limited, Mr. Basi Kufre, as they take us through the Jire community policing solution. A round of applause for him, please.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Basi Kufre. As introduced, I'm the Technology and Training Manager for Jire Technologies. Our panelists have discussed about technology, and we also mentioned community during their discussion. So let's talk about something that affects us as community members, and it has to do with security. On August 24, 2023, it was reported that gunmen attacked the female hostel of one of a notable university in Rivers State. The attack occurred by 2:30 a.m. and it lasted for almost an hour, and the criminals were not apprehended, they were not caught. Very recently, on September 29, 2025, it was also reported that TV journalist reportedly jumped from a third-floor apartment in fear during an armed robbery attack. Unfortunately, she died. These are security situations that it all affects us. And each time events like this, we almost tend to ask the same set of questions. Where were the security agents? Were they informed? If yes, why didn't they respond? If no, why were they not informed? But then, how should they be informed? These are a set of questions that we always ask ourselves whenever incidents like this occur. Before I proceed, kudos to our law enforcement agents. They are doing a wonderful job. Thank you. Please put your hands together for them. They are doing wonderfully well. Okay, but here are some analyses that we need to consider. In 2021, it was reported, it's still in the public domain, that the staff strength of the Nigerian police is 371,000, men and women. And of course, not all of them are in the field. Some are assigned to ambassadors, delegates, VIPs, and the rest. Nigerian population is 200 million plus, and Nigeria is sitting on 923,000 square kilometers. This figure reveals some key realities. One of the key realities is that one police officer is saddled with the responsibility of securing the lives of 600 citizens. And also to secure 2.5 square kilometers. That's a huge task. So the key realities are security agents, security men and women cannot be everywhere. But community members, victims are always present at the crime scene. And for them to work, they need smart communication. It is very essential because they work with information. Now, currently, we use emergency phone number. Now, this is gradually becoming obsolete. Some realities when we use emergency phone number. You're scared of being noticed. Victims are afraid to call for help openly because of any visible action risks being spotted by armed attackers. So sometimes even with the emergency number, you just can't make that call. The slow response time. I call the guy at the control room. He starts asking me a series of questions. Where are you? Are the men armed? How many guns do they have? And so by the time he gathers those information, he has to relay that same information to the guys in the field. So nothing less than 20 minutes already gone. Now, when you make this call, the guys, the criminals, they don't know that you're making this call. So they are not scared. They still go about their job, And also, when you make the call, the community is left in the dark. Nobody is aware that something is happening to you, So it's almost obsolete. Now, what are we proposing? Jiretechnology is introducing the community policing solution. It's a revolutionary platform that empowers Nigerian communities to protect themselves through instant multi-channel emergency alert. And how does this work? I'm under attack. Perhaps my neighbor is under attack. So I just press a panic button on my mobile phone and it sends multiple alerts. First, it alerts the security agents, maybe the guys in your estate. It also alerts the community members, people within that same community. Something is going on. And then it sends SMS alerts to your emergency contacts. It could be your family members, your religious leaders, friends. And then it triggers an alarm, a very loud one that will deter the criminals, something that will make them panic and not just feel at home as if, So it's going to deter them, a very loud alarm. And you just press this and walk away. Nobody knows that this was done. Now, we can use this in remote sites. You want to guide your remote assets. The unknown gunmen are around. You just press walk away. Base office is alerted that something is going on in that particular site. Now, for villages, I know what you're thinking. Some of the villages don't have network, internet, So we come up with a smart way for villages like that. The system can work with little or no internet, right? So, and then for we can configure it when they press. Everybody is registered by your flat number. So when that trigger comes, they already know that this is you. And then for schools, private homes, it can also be configured. Now, sometimes you might not be within the community. Perhaps you're traveling and then an incident like this occurs, you just press. But then, at the default, when you press, an alarm is triggered. But now you're not within the community. You don't want to raise false alarm that you're under attack. So sometimes you can there's some of the commands you just press and it doesn't trigger alarm at the community. You just send SMS. Well, I'm under attack. Perhaps I'm likely being kidnapped, and that's it. Now, we cannot place a police officer on every corner. Let's not imagine that the police will always come to our rescue. The law enforcement agent will always come to our rescue. But we can place emergency response in the pocket of every citizen. Even our aged mother who sits in the balcony, she's injected into the system. 30 seconds. That's the difference between safety and tragedy. Thank you.